Russia's tanks in Ukraine have a jack-in-the-box design flaw. And the West has known about it since the Gulf War. Russian tanks with their tops blown off are just the latest sign that Russia's invasion of Ukraine isn't going to plan. Hundreds of Russian tanks are thought to have been destroyed since Moscow launched its offensive, with British Defense Secretary Ben Wallace on Monday estimating it had lost as many as 580. But Moscow's problems go beyond the sheer number of tanks it has lost. Experts say battlefield images show Russian tanks are suffering from a defect that Western militaries have known about for decades and refer to as the jack-in-the-box effect. Moscow, they say, should have seen the problem coming. The problem relates to how the tank's ammunition is stored. Unlike modern Western tanks, Russian ones carry multiple shells within their turrets. This makes them highly vulnerable, as even an indirect hit can start a chain reaction that explodes their entire ammunition store of up to 40 shells. The resulting shockwave can be enough to blast the tank's turret as high as a two-story building, as can be seen in a recent video on social media. Tanks should be particularly galling for Moscow as the problems have been so widely telegraphed. They came to the attention of Western militaries during the Gulf Wars against Iraq in 1991 and 2003. When large numbers of the Iraqi army's Russian-made T-72 tanks suffered the same fate, turrets being blown from their bodies in anti-tank missile strikes. Drummond said Russia hadn't learned the lessons from Iraq and that consequently many of its tanks in Ukraine featured similar design flaws with their autoloading missile systems. When the T-90 series, the successor to the T-72, came into service in 1992, its armor was upgraded, but its missile loading system remained similar to its predecessors, leaving it just as vulnerable, Drummond said. The T-80, another Russian tank seeing action in the Ukraine invasion, has a similar missile loading system. He pointed to the U.S. military's Stryker infantry fighting vehicles developed after the First War in Iraq. That has a turret that sits on top, and that turret does not enter the crew compartment. It purely sits on top and all the ammunition is inside that turret, he said. So if the turret gets hit and blown off, the crew is still safe below. That's a very clever design. Other Western tanks, such as the M1 Abrams used by the US and some Allied armies, are larger and have no carousel. In the Abrams, a fourth crew member in the tank retrieves shells from a sealed compartment and transfers them to the gun for firing.